Y'all have been waiting so patiently for our wonderful Princess of Friendship. I'm so excited to show her off to you guys and complete the main 6. I didn't have much attachment to Twilight Sparkle growing up, so when she was introduced in Gen 4, she came to me as a blank slate with a lot of negative expectations. I was a Gen 3 girl, and loved my cheesy, badly written ponies who were a smidge on the uncanny valley side of things. I collected their toys, played their games, and had several favorite pony designs, seeing as personality really wasn't much of a thing with Gen 3. I was completely weirded out by how different Gen 4 looked and was skeptical, bordering angry, that Hasbro had changed my childhood. Probably how a lot of you are currently feeling about Gen 5, to be honest. Twilight helped change all of that and blew my mind as a relatable and engaging protagonist all the way through Season 3, when I officially started to admit to myself that I really loved this show. That's not to say that things went downhill for her after she got wings. After confirming that her ascending to alicornhood did not mean the end of the series, I was very impressed by the boldness of the writers and eagerly looked forward to what they had in store for the future. I simply had other characters to love as well, and Twilight became more of the steady constant of the story rather than the center of the tension. I never really had any problems with Twilight's design, to be honest. Her square-shaped features and coloration just always made sense to me, and the more I studied character design, the clearer it became as to why that was. Square means reliable, steadfast, and even stubborn at times. It means exactness and adherence to the rules. Purple is a mystical color, a royal one that means power and presence. It was a hint as to what Lauren Faust had in mind for Twilight as the protagonist, that M.A. Larson simply sped up. Even the hot pink announced the intention of the show as a statement of femininity, and that the show was made to inspire little girls to pursue their dreams while keeping to a high standard of treating others fairly and with kindness. This reimagining is more of an homage to Twilight as a character, how I think she would look during the more private moments of running Equestria, while she did paperwork or studied, and I added a touch of my own flair. While I did love her final look as an alicorn, I wanted to see a more personable, relatable side to Twilight other than the regal leader she presented to the public view. This design is kind of my self-indulgent way of satisfying that desire. As you could see from the sketch earlier, I fiddled with Twi's mane quite a bit, as I wanted to maintain her square shape language while adding a bit more elegance into the mix. And I remembered that Twi always looked adorable when she was more in relax and study mode, and I thought a nice loose bun would suit her better. I played off her original bangs and made sure there was more hair to show that this was closer to her final alicorn form. I also extended the tail for the drama and didn't bother with the waves. I wasn't exactly sure if I could keep the integrity of the design if I added them in, and thought this looked perfectly fine anyway. I did add very light feathering on her fetlocks. First, because they're kind of just part of my drawing style now, they're so addictive, and second, because of her tendency to get wrapped up in her work. I didn't think Twilight would bother trimming her fetlocks very often. Kind of like when I forget to schedule a haircut because I want my free time to be with my family and friends, rather than off doing something by myself. I did have a lot of fun with Twilight's markings. I made her an Appaloosa with points, a blaze, and socks. It added so much wonderful contrast and interest in her design, and gave everything a little oomph in the illustration. I know the designs were simple in the show for the sake of the animator's sanity. I'd probably drive myself crazy if I were designing these characters for myself to animate. But not having those limitations on illustrating makes doing these so much fun. And yes, I added the glasses. I had to. They looked way too stinking cute on Sci-Twi, and I couldn't resist adding them to my own design. Besides, it gives her a much more approachable, relaxed look that just seemed to work for this piece. I almost could have put a cute slouchy sweater on her, but I think it would have covered her up too much and hidden a lot of the design, you know? Maybe in future iterations. The cutie mark and eyes I essentially kept the same. The cutie mark had way too much perfect symbolism to mess with, and changing the eyes too much would take away the soul of the character, something I definitely wanted to avoid in these reimaginings. The colors aren't exact either. I made the lavender lighter and a little bit more muddy to better flatter the markings, and created a higher contrast to her mane and tail. I really enjoyed drawing our beloved protagonist. Creating the casual side of a powerful alicorn was so satisfying and relaxing. Who knows? Maybe I'll put these main 6 reimaginings onto a print for you guys. What do you think of Twilight's new look? What would you have changed from her original design, if anything? Would you like me to take on more pony reimaginings in the future? Let me know in the comments below. A special thank you to my awesome patrons, Director Shadow, Ram Digijam, Kira Ledmoon, Aragon Nightshade Blaze, Rocky Harmony, Sakura the Kirin, and all of my other supporters. You guys are absolutely amazing. Stay fluffy, my friends. See you next time. I didn't have much attachment to Twilight Sparkle growing up, so when she was introduced in Gen 4, she came to be... Twilight helped change all of that and blew my mind as a relatable and engaging protagonist all the way through... It added so much wonderful contrast and interest in her design and gave everything a little oomph through the...